sci-fi things that you have done, what was your most favorite project?
Me? Hey, shut up over there. There's people walking. What is my favorite of all the sci-fi things I've done? It's actually irrelevant. What's your favorite? It's actually more interesting to me.
I liked Firefly. It's really good.
You like Firefly? You have to talk into the microphone so they can hear you.
Yes, Firefly.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. It was a series that was kind of stolen,
Yes.
which has sort of given it legendary status. It would have come out on a streaming network, would have run for 5 years, 10 years. But because that was like the end of the cross between broadcast and cable and streaming and everything else, they were looking for 11 million people is not enough people to watch a show. They've killed for that now. What? Why don't you get up to the microphone so they're shouting from your seat? God, what are we, in Florida or something? I spent a lot of time in Louisiana, that should tell you what. How many years ago? You!
What was your favorite?
Can't hear you, you gotta speak up.
What was your favorite line from the Doctor Who and Leverage?
My favorite line? Line? Doctor Who? Nice wheels is pretty good. I actually enjoyed my bigger on the inside moment probably more than anything else I did, because it was set in if you don't know the series, it was set in 1969 when I appear and I open the door of the TARDIS and go in, and it's obviously a lot bigger on the inside. And Matt Smith was like, wow, you had a reaction that is not like anybody else's reaction. I said, well, it's 1969. Do we have this? Is this hallucinogens? Is this something? So it was kind of a fun thing of going, and then hiding behind one of the stanchions back. Just, no, I'm good. I'm not going in this yet until I've worked out what it is. But yeah, Nice Wheels is pretty good. That, if I remember where you are, that was pretty good.
Did you find any of them challenging, or did you just pick them up?
Accents? I don't know. It's sort of, it just depends on the person, I guess. It's all about learning vernacular and phrases, not learning voices. Does that make sense? Because if you were going to copy your grandmother or something, it would be the phrases she had that would lead you to the voice that she had, right? Or has. That's kind of the way to do it. You? I'm moving right through this. This is great, isn't it? I mean, my cookie.
The easiest job I ever had.
Die 5 times, it really makes you move faster.
First of all, I love all of your work. And second of all, in Star Trek Voyager, why didn't you try to stop your wife from killing Sheppard again and again?
Probably didn't care enough.
Father of the Year.
Well, it's each who cares, you know? You can always make another genetic bomb. You have to watch the show to get what the hell else. What do you want? When do you want it? There you go. Oh, wake up, dozy bastard.
If Crowley from Supernatural could have a theme song, what do you think it would be?
God. Now, there's an answer for almost anything that you're going to ask like that, which is write your own fan fiction. Hey, that was feeble. You're going to scream, scream. It's like treading on cats. That's the English version, that's bollocks, in case you want to see that. I only know dirty words in sign language. A lot of brilliant deaf members of the Supernatural family who delight in giving me absolutely evil things to say. But yeah, so poor L. Harvey Gold did that kiss. Anyway, kissing him was boring. Grabbing the back of his clammy, wet head as he was fighting. Oh, that was just like, can't shake that. So we come to the kiss with Bobby, right? So we come to the kiss with Bobby, and it's like I don't know, it's kind of a big deal. But Jim's like, you know, no big deal. I've been to Vietnam. Marine, saw combat, blah, blah, blah. Kissing Mark Sheppard can't be that bad. And then he kept thinking about it and thinking about it and thinking about it, and it got very complex for him. So, of course, everybody was winding him up even more so as we were doing it, and I didn't give a damn. He, by the way, has the softest lips I've ever seen. And he's also a lovely human being. But the more macho the whole thing got, the funnier it got for me. So we were supposed to take this picture, right? And Phil Scritcher again was directing. He does a lot of the kissing scenes for me, apparently. And they wouldn't stop. They just kept, hold on, we need another take. They ran 3 cameras, 5 iPhones, everybody was taking their own pictures. This is the first one, which is a major panic on his face before it happens. I'm cracking up laughing. And that's the one that I think made it to screen. Which is, yeah, it was on my phone, so it was even funnier. So, yeah, he was like, yeah, I've been to Vietnam, I was a Marine, I'm going to be remembered for kissing Mark Sheppard. I said, yeah, it's going to go on your tombstone, that's the way it goes. But, yeah, so, it's kind of fun.
Supernatural.
You're going to make me compete with myself here? Write your own fan fiction!
And out of Firefly, which one was your favorite to work on?
Don't be ridiculous. I mean, that's just a silly question. You have any children?
No, but one on the way.
But one on the way. Which one's going to be your favorite child? You can have a favorite child, you just can't tell them. I got 3, I'm screwed. So.
Hello, darling. The nicknames Moose and Squirrel that you have for, Jensen and Jared, was that written in, or was that your idea?
No, what happened was we were trying to insult Jared for about a year and a half. And he went, I don't know, Gigantor, Moped Lumberjack, Giraffe. Not great. And then there's this moment in my burned-out mansion, and Dean's sitting on the couch, and he's drinking the beer, and I'm complaining about something, and I just looked at him and I went, where's your moose? And he went, oh, he left and went to the... And it was it. That was it. It's the end of it. And then you got moose, you got to have squirrel, and if you got moose and squirrel, you basically got Boris and Natasha, which is me and Ruth, I guess. It just goes on forever. And the trouble is like, Jared is 6'5", he lies about his height. He says he's 6'4", he's 6'5". And he has the most ridiculous amount of upper body strength of any human being I know. He flips like 400-pound tractor tires all day. He is strong. He's also a pretty good martial artist. But as far as I'm concerned, and you can't quote me on this, he's got legs like a chicken. Last time I said that, he tried to kick me in the face. And he was actually amazed at how fast an old man can get his knee in a pocket. He was like, man, you moved. I'm like, yes, I did. But, so, if you think of what a moose is like a, 2-ton car driver killing delivery system on sticks. So when you drive at a moose in Canada and you hit a moose, the legs just fold and it goes straight through your windshield and kills you. Which kind of reminds me of Jared. Stick legs, upper body strength, dumb as a moose. I didn't say that. He's going to be chasing me around some room somewhere shortly, I'm sure. What do you want?
I have a question.
I'm sure you do. That's why you're here.
I'm formulating it. Can you give us
Welcome to Florida.
Can you give us any time in your acting history where something just really blew your mind away?
You calling me old?
No. There are child stars who have been in the business for 20 plus years, and I would give them the same question. A moment in your.
It was a contemporary of my father's. Came up to me at Wales Comic Con and said, hi, I'm David Warner. I'm like, and yes, you are. He was like, I really loved it. I'm like, oh my God. It was so cool. But I suddenly realized at that moment, I was like, oh my God, I based so much stuff on, oh, Benson, you are so utterly devoid of any intelligence whatsoever. Thank you, Master. think I'll turn you into a dog. Thank you, Master. It's kind of a brilliant. If you haven't seen Time Bandits, you really are missing something. There's a lovely moment at the end where Ralph Richardson as God is walking around, and the kid comes up and goes, "Why does there have to be an evil?" He said, "What? Why does there have to be an evil, sir?" He says, "I don't know, probably got something to do with free will." And I was like, there you go, that's the answer to everything we need to know. So, what do you want?
Which of the brothers do you favor more, Sam or
I hate them. You got that guy, and then you got the... Seriously?
Which would you
They're
rather
the most annoying people. They kill more people than I did. Idiots. Morons.
A tad off topic, can you recommend your favorite restaurant in London?
Yeah.
You're right. Would you recommend your favorite restaurant?
Under some circumstances, yeah. Could you? Yes. Will you? No. Depends what you want to eat. There's some great restaurants in London. The boys are from Texas, you know that, right? San Antonio and Richardson. They're like, "Hey, sir, there's no decent steak in London." Well, there is now, but this was, God, 10, 15 years ago. So I found a place called Beast, which had Viking tables. Incredible, beautiful, downstairs in Chapel Square, which is a really, really high-end restaurant, ridiculously high-end restaurant. You go down an elevator, you go in, there's tanks of Arctic king crab and cases of Nebraska prime beef, which is kind of interesting for London. And they refuse to serve any carbohydrates. So no bread, no potatoes, no stuff. Meat, crab. So the boys went into a food coma after that one. All right. But there's beautiful food now. Almost everywhere in the world is beautiful food. I mean, everywhere, even Alabama. Seriously, I mean, it's changed so much because we dictate what we want. You know, if you get unfortunate enough to, eat out of Wally World or whatever, you're not going to get to taste some of the amazing things that we have in this country. Every corner of this country has different food. I mean, if I lived in Louisiana, I'd be 450 pounds.
Yes, you said, "What do you want?"
And I had a response to that.
When do you want it?
Now,
There you go. What is it?
my question was going to be, if the series continued, what did Badger want?
I don't know. I mean, he wouldn't put me in a movie because he didn't want to kill me off. That's why he created the twins. But I was the role that he wrote for himself. Joss wanted to do that role himself. He's just a shit actor. It's true, I don't make that up. Ask him, he'll tell you. If you can find him.
I would like to hear about a little bit about Doom Patrol.
Well, aren't you special? Bless your heart.
And your channeling of David Warner in that part, too.
No, well, it's Doom Patrol. Willoughby Kipling is what happens when Grant Morrison is not allowed to put John Constantine in a comic. So he was watching Withnail and I, and he decided to put Richard E. Grant's character from Withnail and I as John Constantine in Doom Patrol. I'm like, Jesus, it gets confusing. I mean, I love Richard E. Grant a lot. Like, cool. Grant was working with a mate of mine on Green Lantern, the last version of Green Lantern, not the movie. And I was like, "That's what you based it on?" He's like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I'm not going to be as effete as Richard E. Grant." I said, "You might get a sort of drunk, Mad-Eye Moody." That's kind of what Kipling is, really.
You had to deal with a rabbit, a dwarf rabbit.
God, that bunny.
Yeah. How bad was that?
God. The rabbit was great. The handler, the woman handler, was hated so much they ended up killing the rabbit off. Well, she was supposed to be a Knights Templar. She had to be in every shot. Oh, I've got to be there to keep the rabbit happy. Wonderful director called Chris Manley, worked on Mad Men for years. He was a director of photography for Mad Men. He's a wonderfully talented man. It's like there's a camera coming in over the rabbit towards me, and she's like, oh, you can't have the camera be that close to the rabbit. It'll scare him. And Chris is just like, $7 million an episode. Get me another rabbit, is basically where it was at. But yeah, that rabbit was interesting. The fact that it spoke with subtitles was really annoying because I had to learn all his lines as well. So it's great when you used to have a reader reading the rabbit stuff. Oh, so Bunbury was the name of the rabbit, by the way. Bunbury.
Yes, and your oracle.
There was an Asian rabbit with white rabbit with 2 black stripes through its eyes. Coolest looking thing. But we killed it off.
And your crush on the oracle.
Oh.
Yeah.
Baphomet. Yeah, if you haven't watched the show, I'm in love with a sort of 5-foot-tall horse's head, which moves, is animated, it has a railroad spike through its forehead. So everyone thinks it's a unicorn, but it isn't. It speaks with a French-Canadian accent in the cadence of Horse with No Name, the song. Yeah, anyway, you really need to see the show. That, you know, Nazis, Nazi puppets.
And the sentient street.
Nazi, well, what else we got? We got zombie weirbuds, butts.
Swallowed the town.
Oh yeah, a gender-neutral LGBTQ plus street.
Yes.
Called Danny the Street, who I love, becomes Danny the Brick, and then Danny the Ambulance. You've got to watch the show, it makes no sense. But the entire town disappears up the arse of a donkey. You kind of know you're in something special.